Happy May 7th, everybody. Sunday. I get to do this podcast one day early because I leave Monday the 8th to Hawaii, guys. I got a family wedding to attend, and that is going to be one heck of a time. That's what I'll say. I'm currently going through some videos and photos of our cosmic tour. We just got back from Norfolk, played 2 epic nights there, Friday, Saturday. Glow emojis, struggling a little bit, still having fun. The Chili Peppers are managing to win every game. Every game's been close though. But the main thing is, we're entertaining fans, we're having fun, and we're making a huge impact in this world by bringing joy, smiles, laughter, excitement, freedom, and peace to everyone and anyone that watches us, attends the games, sees us on social media. And at the end of the day, all that matters is not what we do, but how we become as people as we keep growing and getting older, and understanding that life is about the experiences that we have. But I believe the glow emojis will turn it around because the best is yet to come. So, episode 34, Barrels with Breland. I am your host, guys, Breland Almadova. And we will start. Today's episode, guys, is going to be about the changing seasons. Because life is all about changing seasons. Well, Barrels with Breland on the No Filter Network, brought to you by the creatine coming out by Mana Living Health, my first business that I've ever started. And we're doing a creatine, straight direct to mouth, simple stick pack. And the concept is a nice creatine hit, energy boost to the mouth. All right. 2.5 grams of creatine per stick. Convenient. It's going to be affordable, accessible, fun, and simple. So that's what this episode is brought to you by Mana Living Health, Mana Burst. We're going to have fun, guys. Life is fun. And I'm here to spread the wealth, spread the health, spread the vitality, spread the longevity. That's what we're here for. All right? Because every day we're finding purpose through every pitch life throws our way. So today we are going to talk about something we all experience. And every person faces at some point in life. And that's the seasons, guys. The seasons of life. From spring to summer to fall to winter and repeat. Because whether you're in the middle of a winning streak or wondering when things are finally going to turn around, one truth remains. Every season changes. And there's always one season after the next. Alright, there's seasons of baseball, there's seasons of growth, there's seasons of struggle, there's seasons of success. But which one do we want? And we get to choose, and that's the cool part. So one of the reasons why I played baseball so long and why I love the game so much is because it reflects life better than almost any other sport. Oh. No yawning. Damn. Alright, so think about it. Nobody wins every game. It's impossible to win every game. Nobody gets a hit every at bat. It's a game where you're failing 70% or more of the time and still considered successful, right? I mean, obviously we want to hit 300 all the time, so that's 3 out of 10. But you can fail 7 out of 10 times and be considered one of the best baseball players ever. Right? Nobody will ever have a perfect season. Every team experiences highs and lows. Right? There are stretches where everything clicks, and there's stretches where nothing clicks, like the glow emojis. We are on I think we're on a 7-game losing streak. I think something like that. We lost 7 out of 8 or 6 out of 8. Oh. But you know what? Every game has been decided by 2 or less runs, I believe. Maybe 3 yesterday, but who's counting? Right. There are stretches where everything clicks. The ball looks like a beach ball, or the ball looks like a ping pong ball. Right. There's just so much that can happen. Pitchers can't miss. Sometimes the dugout's great. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it's sad. Sometimes it's no energy. All right. There are other stretches where nothing seems to go right. Right. The bloopers fall in. There's line drives that find gloves, and it was barreled. Breaks go one way, the other way, and suddenly you're wondering what the heck happened. Anyway, so us as a team, as a global motion, we are kind of reflecting, like, what has happened? All right, so the best thing about life is reflection, and the way to become better, learn more, to grow, is to reflect. And so the 3 things you want to do is reflect on what you did, reflect on what you did great, reflect on what you did wrong, or what you could have done better. And then the last one is, how are you going to do better? How are you going to take the things you didn't do well and make them better? And then how will you build on the things you did do well? Because in baseball, it teaches us something very important. A bad week isn't a season. Doesn't make up a season. One at bat doesn't make up a season. One at bat doesn't make up a full game. Right? A bad season doesn't make a bad career. The same is true in life. Think about it as chapters. The more you can break it down, so we got seasons, and then you got chapters within the seasons, right? One difficult chapter doesn't define your story. If anything, every chapter has a purpose, and if you believe that every chapter has that purpose, it's the experiences that give us the opportunity to grow and become better and learn. And that's all life is. It's seasons of these little micro chapters in our life. And everything is meant to happen for a better purpose if we choose to, right? So the seasons of growth. Spring is exciting. It's where, the dreams begin, where the flowers start to bloom. So in baseball, you get a new team, you get new teammates, new goals, fresh opportunities. Everyone has the same belief, the same goal to win, to do their best, right? To be the best player. Everyone thinks this is their year, this is their year, this is their year. Then comes summer. Summer is where you put the work in. Those hot, dreadful, long days, right? The excitement starts to wear off. You're getting tired. The heat shows up. The grind begins. Long travel days, bus rides, plane rides, couple days off, and you're right back into it again. It kind of becomes like a repetitive, monotonous type of cycle going on. Early mornings, late nights, right? And it's figuring out these harsh summers and finding consistency in the battles of the grind and enjoying the process. And the process is doing what you need to do to become the best you can be in that point of life. All right? This is where commitment gets tested. Summers is where your commitment and your consistency and your discipline gets tested. Then the fall comes. It's harvest season. The season where you begin to see the results of the seeds you planted. So the fall is where your work starts being shown. If you put the work in, you might have a good harvest. Right? You put the work in, you plant the seeds, you water, you nurture, you might have a good harvest. You probably will have a good harvest. Right? This is where you begin to see the results of the seeds that you've planted, the confidence you've built, the lessons you've learned, the growth that happened when nobody was watching. But here's the season nobody likes talking about: winter. The quiet season, the waiting season. This is where patience gets tested. The season where growth is happening beneath the surface. How well can you maintain? How well can you motivate yourself, inspire yourself to take action? All right? Sometimes God works the same way. Sometimes when we feel stuck, He's preparing us. He's given us options. We just need to see it. We need to open our eyes. We need to step through the doors. All right? We need to go find out. Sometimes we feel forgotten, but that's where He's developing us. Sometimes we feel delayed, but that's where He's positioning us. Winter doesn't mean nothing is happening. There's always something happening in every season. It's just those crucial summers and those icy cold winters, that's where development happens. That's where growth happens in the hard times. Right? It means something is being built that you can't see yet. And as long as you trust in that faith, work on yourself, you read, you write, you learn, you build. Repeat. That's where all the work, day in and day out, when you're stacking days and becoming that 1% better, every percent adds up. You look back and you did those 15 minutes a day, which is your 1% a day. Right? You have, I think it's 18 minutes to spend time on one thing, and that's 1% a day. So 18 minutes is 1% a day. So think about it. If you spend 18 minutes every single day on one thing, you will be exponential. I think the fact is you are better than 95% of the people that do that one thing, but not as consistently. Now, the greats in sports, they're doing it hours a day, every day. And that's why they're the greats. They put the discipline, they put the work, they put the focus. And that's why they become great. They are resilient and they are persistent. So you want to become great? Think about it as you can start with 18 minutes and you'll be better than 95% of the world. But how bad do you want it? And that's what separates, in sports, the greats from the good, and the good to the average, and the average to the poor. So, what happens, such as a team like the Glowmojis, what happens when a team is in a slump? What happens when everything seems to be rocky? There's no flow, there's no chemistry. It's kind of just like you blink and the game's over and it's another loss. Because that's how it kind of feels right now. Like, as much fun as we can still have, it's just like the results ain't coming. And so that's where we as a team need to reflect. You as a person need to reflect. What is the process that's going on? What is leading up to these losses, right? And it's the micro details. Everything is micro details. It's the small things that lead up to big things. Okay, so the Glowmojis have lost 6 out of 8, 7 out of 8, maybe they'll lost 8 out of 8. I don't know. Right? So in life, every team goes through slumps. Maybe you've lost 3 games, maybe you've lost 5, maybe you've lost 10. Maybe you got walked off and that's the heartbreaker, right? And the temptation is to panic, start changing things and just change. But then that leaves so much room for chaos, because that means you as a leader, you as a person, the more you change, the more your mind's just trying to adapt, and it's not focused on becoming, like, it's about micro focusing on just 1 or 2 things, not trying to mass control all the details. Right? We as players don't need to be pressing, don't need to be adding pressure. Pressure is a privilege. Let it come as it comes, and we don't rise up to occasions. We fall back to our trading. So what is your trading? Go back to the basics. Go back to your consistent routines. So as a player, we go back to what we did well, and how you do that is by writing everything down. So when things do go bad, you can go back to your notes and see what you were thinking, because you're going to write down your thoughts of what you were thinking when you were doing well, and you're going to write down the actions of what you were doing well. And that way, when things start tumbling, boom, quick, right, reflect, and be like, okay, so this is what I was doing, this is what I was thinking, this is how I was playing when things were going right, when there were green lights. Writing is so important as an athlete, and I think also in life. I have a journal every day, and I write every day. Things to be grateful for, things that work, things that aren't working, things I need to build on, prayers, manifesting, right? As baseball players, if you really want to study the game and study your game, write down at bats, write down quabs, like what you do well, be as detailed as possible. Write down the pitches you remember seeing every at bat, pitches you've thrown every pitch as a pitcher. All right, focus on the minor details before we focus on the results of the scoreboard. Okay. Great teams understand that you don't break a slump by focusing on winning, because winning is a result. You can't control a result, but you can control what you do as an individual player as far as your thoughts, your actions, your attitude, right? And your energy that you bring to the game. You break a slump by focusing on what creates the winning, the process. Think about it. You can't control the final score. You can only control your attitude, effort, your passion, energy, effort, attitude. Okay, you can control your preparation, what you do. You can control your communication, what you say, what you think. You can control your accountability. And most of the time, it's looking within you. Not worrying about your teammates, not worrying about the other team, but what can you do, looking within, that you can control in order for you to be the best player showing up every single day, so that you can play your best for your team, for your teammates, for your coach. All right, the best teams simplify, the best players simplify the process. We go back to basics. We go back to thinking, see ball, hit ball as a hitter. We go back to just throw it. It's just me and the catcher. Like, there's less thinking involved in simplifying it. When you simplify it, there's less thinking, which means your mind can just let things flow, and your body can kind of just play. There's nothing to worry about. Like, your mind isn't restricting your body when there's so many things happening, so many thoughts going on. Because then your body's getting pulled in 20,000 different directions, right? When there's just one thought, one simple thought, your body can flow. It's got nothing else to worry about, nothing else to think about. So instead of trying to win the next 10 games, let's focus on winning the next pitch. Win this pitch. Because what's important now, W-I-N, and that's winning this pitch. So instead of trying to fix everything, focus on doing the little things, right? It could even be showing up on time. It could be getting extra work in. It could be eating right, sleeping more, resting better, better recovery. I mean, the smallest of details help you, what's the word? Excrementally? The little things help you a lot. Okay? So, playing catch, moving runners over, executing fundamentals. Sometimes just being a great teammate, cheering on your teammate. Becoming the most supportive guy, right? Encouraging each other. Showing up. Picking another teammate up. Like, if one teammate goes down, then you just say, hey, I got it. If you don't, then the next, you just carry that energy. I think everything these days is about energy. How can everyone just support each other? The more you support, and then once one person starts clicking, then the next, because energy is so contagious. The more up and you just keep moving on and trying to win that pitch, the more everyone catches on, right? And that's where winning happens. Because championships aren't built during the winning streaks, they're built during the adversity. How well can a team come together? How well can players come together and just focus on their role, their individual role, to become the best player they can be for the team? And anybody can stay together when they're winning. It's so easy because you just don't think about it. You take winning for granted. You take what you do for granted. You take your preparation for granted. But the special teams stay together when they're struggling. So us as a Glamoji team, we need to all look within ourselves as individual players and be like, what can I do to prepare myself better to help the team win? Not point fingers on, well, pitchers need to throw more strikes, or hitters need to strike out less or hit more. I mean, it's more of just what can you control to prepare yourself better for these games? What can I do to bring the energy more? What can I do to focus more? You know, think about key phrases, key thoughts that keep you focused, because where your mind goes, that's where your body goes. And so where focus goes, energy flows. So let's start trying to be juiceful, because when we're juiceful, we're useful. When we're juiceless, we're useless. The power of together. One of the biggest mistakes struggling teams make is isolation. We all try to just do our own thing, not care. Players start putting pressure on themselves, right? Everyone tries to be the hero, try to do too much. Everyone wants to just fix it by themselves. But baseball is a team sport. Okay, when one player struggles, another picks him up, like I said before. When one pitcher has a rough outing, the offense responds. All right, there's a balance. One side, this side. One side, this side. One side screws up, this side brings it back. It's never... It takes the whole team. Even the guys on the bench. Everyone. All right? Life is the same way. You were never designed to carry every burden by yourself. Sometimes strength looks like asking for help. And it usually is. Ask for help. Ask questions. Slow down. Take a breath. Leadership looks like listening. You don't always have to lead by being the most vocal guy. Sometimes just lead by example. Lead through action, and lead by listening to guys. Sometimes it's just about listening and hearing them and showing support rather than always trying to find a solution and an answer to everything. Sometimes courage looks like trusting the people around you. Like, that's why there's 9 guys on the field. Trust the next guy behind you. Trust the guy to your right and to your left. Believe. Have faith. Take these hardships, take the adversity, turn them into learning experiences. What can I do better, and how do I need to do it? All right, teams that survive adversity are usually the teams that grow closer because of it. And us as a Glamoji team, we're really close, like together, but we're playing individually. We need to start focusing on just doing our individual things and having fun. If you're good at one thing, that's what you focus on. I think we all need to focus on our strengths. I will say it's tough trying to entertain, trying to play baseball, make content. I get it. It is a tough world, you know. But we all go through difficult seasons. So don't quit in the winter. Don't abandon the process because you can't see the harvest yet. Don't let a losing streak convince you that you've forgotten how to win. We're right there. Literally, we're right there. Right? Don't let a difficult chapter convince you that your story is over. It's sometimes just about you take one more step, and then you take one more step, and then you take one more step. And you just keep telling yourself, take another step, take another step, take another step. But you need to put the work in. Right? The season you're in today is not the season you'll be in forever. Things will change. but you need to put the work in. Keep showing up, plant the seeds, water it, nurture it, trust the process. Trust your faith, because God's plan is the only plan. Our plans don't mean jack shit. Right? Because the season will change. Spring will come. Summers will get cooler. It always does. That's one thing you can count on. Right? And what we need to be counting on is the basics, the routines. How consistent can we be in preparing ourselves to be the best we can be? Especially as a baseball player and in life, how well can you prepare to be in order to be your best self, but also bring glory to others? How can you help serve others? I think the more you focus on serving others and how well you can serve others, the better you grow and the better you be. Because in order for you to serve someone well, you need to work on yourself. You need to be the best you can be, whether it be in business, sales, a doctor, right? The only way a doctor can heal patients is by learning more, reading more, asking right questions, right? Because they need the knowledge. They need the wisdom. Baseball teaches patience. Life teaches patience. Faith requires patience. Life requires patience. The strongest oak trees didn't grow overnight. Years and years and years and years and years. The greatest players weren't developed in a week. They're not developed in a year. Mike Trout, Ohtani, they're still working on perfecting their game. There's no such thing as perfection, but there's a such thing as a goal to strive for perfection. Right? The best versions of ourselves are often built during the seasons we never could have chosen. So wherever you are today, be present. Have some grace. Accept what you are. Accept who you are. Accept the adversity. And then just say, hey, I got this. I've done it before. I know what I need to do to work on. Right? Struggles are going to happen. And the only way you become better and your best self and the most successful is by trying one more time. Is by going through adversity and learning. It's just having a great mindset. Right? Trust that God is working even when you can't see it. Because we lead by faith and not by sight. Guys. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. Every season has purpose. Every season has lessons. Every season prepares us for what's next. So embrace the season you're in. Trust the work God is doing. And remember, a slump is temporary. Growth is happening constantly. And spring is coming. Guys, the best is yet to come. Alright, so that's episode 34. Episode 33 just dropped. I gotta post it on Spotify. I go to Hawaii tomorrow. Share this, like this. Thank you guys so much for just being part of this, right? Appreciate the No Filter Network for giving me the platform, the opportunity to do this platform, and it's probably the only time I really speak every day is if I do a podcast. Other than that, it's if I get to play pickleball with some friends, but man, I'm not talking much every day. I like listening, I like being in my thoughts, I like just being present where I am. I pray for every one of you for healing, for joy, for the opportunities and the blessings that God gives us to be patient, to be more loving, to be more serving, to be more faithful. Right? Control what you can control. Keep barreling through life, keep trusting the season, and remember, God's timing is always better than our timeline. We'll see you next week. I'll do it in Hawaii. Aloha. Best is yet to come, guys. Love y'all.